you're having a nice day. I'm here to show you my December makes, and I have 3 makes to show you today. All of them are kind of inventions slash hacks, so none of them are following a straightforward pattern, so hopefully that'll be interesting to see. Before I do, I can't not say anything about my video last week. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of you that commented and lovely things that you said, so thank you so much to all of you who have. It meant a lot to me, and it was a very emotional day reading through all those comments, so thank you. Anyway, so here I am in my first make, and I can actually start talking to you about how my body has changed and how that's affecting my dressmaking. So let me first show you the first make. So this is an ultimate shift dress hack. Now, of course I've chosen a very busy fabric, so it's quite hard to actually see what I've done. But basically, I'll stand back so you can see the full thing. You can see it looks quite fitted here, but it's not. It's because of the tie belt. And so essentially the top half is the same. Sorry, can you see that there? The top half's the same. I'm going to pose like this with my legs bent. But what I've done is I've put a line here. So on the pattern, just below the bust dart, and how below, it's about 1.5 inches below the bust dart, I cut a line. I didn't do anything snazzy, I just cut a line. And then what I did is I added a seam allowance to that line, and then on the skirt, on the front skirt, I added an inverted box pleat. And the reason I did that is because of the pregnant belly. You need to have some room for growth. So what I've done is I've sort of assumed that essentially, looking at a lot of maternity clothes, it feels like it's often the empire line, and the reason why is because, you know, your tummy starts from just below your bust, but also it's more flattering. And something that I found, I've done a lot of research, by the way, on maternity clothes. I bought quite a few things and sent them back just to see how they're constructed. But what I find unflattering is when things don't nip in here. Now I'm obviously not too big yet, but once I get bigger, if you don't nip in here, then you just have this kind of like gliding shelf that comes out. And I think it's better if you've got something that pulls in, which is why I then attached tie belts. So, so the amount of, I should just say, how much should I add there? I probably added about 4 inches to create this pleat. So there's 4 inches extra. I also graded from a 10 to a 12. So before I cut the pattern up, I graded it so that the bottom half is a 12 and the top half stayed the 10. And then I stitched these tie belts into the seams, into the side seams. And I did that because I thought, well, maybe I want to wear it like that, or maybe I want to wear it like that. And actually, I want to wear it like that. I want to pull it forwards. So what this does is as it's a little bit too big at the moment at the front, it just nips it in a bit for you, and then you can tie a nice bow like that. And what that then does is it adds shape at the back, and I think that's also really important in maternity clothes because you need some shaping. It's nice to kind of, anywhere where your body's not changed, it's quite nice to kind of have that shape there. So that's why I've done that. So I really do quite like that there. And then it's also given me the definition in here. But you don't need to do a tie belt. You could just wear it with a belt. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna stand on my chair to show you the hem. The hem at the moment, you can see it's dipping slightly. But if you look at a lot of maternity clothes, what they do is they basically drop down a couple of inches in a kind of curve at the centre front. And that's to allow for the belly, so as the belly grows, it lifts the hem up. So that's what that's for. So it means that at the moment it's not quite straight, but it means that as the belly grows, I've got room there. So essentially, this dress should see me through the pregnancy, which is what I'm hoping. And I'm really pleased with it. And I think what works particularly well is this fabric, because there's a certain weight to the fabric. Because it's a crepe, and it's quite a heavy crepe, there is, sorry guys if you can hear that, that's the washing machine. There's some substance to it, so it hangs well, and I think it needs that. I don't know how well it would work in a flimsy rayon or a kind of cotton lawn kind of fabric. I think it needs to have a bit of substance for this style to work, and for the seam to kind of hold in place under the bust. So really simple. Obviously added a little bit extra time to making the shift dress, but it didn't add that much more time, and I don't know if I'll wear it. I mean, and those of you who aren't pregnant, I'm just trying to think, would I wear this? Would I do something like this? Is this an interesting hack if I haven't, if I'm not pregnant? Sorry, as you can see here, I'm just thinking, I haven't thought this through. I don't know, I think maybe you could actually, I mean, if you like empire lines, and absolutely, you could almost just not, you could not do the pleat, but you could put the ties in, and then you've got that, just a little tie there. You could also lower it so the cut ledge is more on the waist, and you could then have the pleat still in the front there, but it's at the waist so that you know, it pulls you in at the waist. That could be quite nice. I'm not sure. Give it a go. But yeah, and it feels like there's enough room for my bust. So my bust, much to my great pleasure, has doubled, at least doubled. I think I've actually gone up 2, maybe 3 cup sizes. They've got big. I've never had big boobs. I'm enjoying having big boobs. I was even thinking yesterday when I was sewing, I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to do a full bust adjustment. I've never been able to do that. It'd be quite nice to know what that's like, because often I talk about that in the online classes and things, but I don't have any experience of what it's like to kind of do that and the effect that it has. So yeah, I might try and see if I need to do that, but give it a go. But yeah, so the bust is bigger, and I think that's something, when I was, before I opened Sew Over, I used to make wedding dresses kind of on the side as a little extra thing to earn a bit of extra money. I actually used to want to be a wedding dress designer, and one of my brides was pregnant, and I can't remember if I've told you this, but she was 6 months pregnant when she got married, and when she came to see me she was 3 months pregnant. So being quite naive about pregnant women, I thought it's okay, I'll just put in a massive pleat in the front and I put a really big seam allowance, but her bust just kept growing and growing and growing. And I remember being amazed. I thought, you know, it grew initially, but then it didn't grow again until the milk came in, so until the baby was here. So, but actually I realised it does keep growing, and I've noticed that myself. Like, I've had like little growth spurts of my bust. So I've tried to make sure that my clothes that I'm making at the moment there's still a bit of room there, so that there's plenty of room for the tummy to grow on everything that I'm making, but I just want to make sure that the bust as well. And one of my makes that I've made today, I'm not sure if I've allowed for enough bust room, but anyway, we will see. So yeah, this is my first make. Definite thumbs up. Definitely going to wear this a lot. I'd wear this to work just like I wear my normal shift dresses. I think, yeah, it will serve me well. So first make over. Ooh, voice is going up and down. On to the next one. Okay guys, on to the next one. I picked up a fan. She was staying just at the side watching so eagerly, weren't you, Pops? Keen to say hi. Yeah, you were. She's waiting for her walk. I'm filming this before work today, and yeah, Poppy's walk has been delayed as a result. Pop you back over there, Poppy. Okay, so the next one. Ooh, that looks skewy. This is another hack. Now, definitely no bust room here. Probably okay for the next month, but after that I don't know. So this is my Christmas Day dress that I wanted to make, because I feel like it's tartan, it's Christmassy, but it's also going to be wintry, and hopefully I'll wear it in January. Whether I'll fit into it in February, I don't know. So this is basically the Betty dress. So you can see it's the Betty bodice, and I've scooped out the neck so it's more rounded, because I think that suits wearing it with a long sleeve top better. See, the high neck would look a bit odd. Excuse me, goodness. And then on the bottom is the Grace dress skirt. So it's gathered at the back, and then it's got a really big pleat. take that off so you can see. So seam here that's level. Now I did think about making this curved because I had noticed on some pregnancy dresses you basically curve the seam here to allow for the sort of the roundness of the belly, but I didn't. I just left it, especially because of the way that the checks are. I think it would look a bit odd. And then I just, rather than putting this into gathers, I just took the fabric from the Grace dress and put it into a big pleat, and adding a bit extra there as well. You can add, that's the great thing about a pleat, you can just add a bit extra in and it doesn't notice. And then at the back just kept the gathers, so it's not as fitted as the last dress I just made, so the shift dress at the back, but the bodice is obviously very fitted. And then the hem is the same. I think it dips down quite a bit more on this one. You can see zero stippage, but as belly grows, this will lift up. And I've got it there with a belt. I didn't make a tie belt for this because I made a tie belt for the other one, but I think it's nice without a belt as well. But I've got this really nice bottle green belt. This is hilarious. So this normally, when I do this up on me, on my waist, it normally has like that much extra left. Currently, it's just fitting. Anyway, so yeah, and I could wear it with the belt to kind of divide it up. But yeah, I think this is another good hack, and one that you can have a stab at. So if you've already made the Betty dress and you've got that fitted well over the bust, probably like me, you're going to have to increase it. So what do we do? I had to have this fitted on me because I couldn't fit it myself. But Lisa, I think we ended up letting it out at the centre back. So sorry, other Lisa who helped with the sample making. We just used sort of smaller seam allowances, I think. But actually, on reflection, probably should have gone up a size. Never mind, it fits beautifully now. And I think this I will actually wear again. Now, it's probably something that, so I don't think it's like, it's terrible. I mean, it is a little bit maternity, but it's quite nice as a style of a dress anyway. I didn't put the pockets in, which maybe I regret, but doesn't matter. But it's quite, you know, if I didn't have the belly, it would just hang straighter. So yeah, I think it's a nice winter day dress actually. I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, and if you wanted to have a go at this hack yourselves, you could just use the Betty bodice to the waist, and you could just put the Grace dress on and put an inverted pleat in there, and do exactly the same that I did, gather it at the back. You don't need to, yeah, there wasn't anything else that was changed by it. It was really simple. So I'm actually finding that it's nice that it's not too tricky to make existing patterns work, and I think you're going to see a lot of hacks from me over the next few months. But I've also got a couple of things that I want to make patterns in my head, make patterns for, so I will be doing that as well. But yeah, I think both of those hacks worked. Pretty pleased, and I'm really pleased with the fabric choice as well because it's very festive. I feel Christmassy. This is my Christmassy dress, definitely. What do you think, Pops? You don't care. So 2 makes done. One more to go, and this is my very special sparkly skirt. Let me step back so you can see the sparkly skirt. How far back do I have to go? There. So, very, very simple. Basically, large white piece of elastic, and the skirt has just been gathered onto that. Because of the fabric, there was no need to hem it. So it's just a, oh, can you see? Cut hem. You can't see. Pull it up. It's just a cut hem. And I didn't do any levelling of like layering down for the bump or anything like that. I just left it. And I've just basically pulled it up over the bump rather than below. I think that would look weird. So yeah, I'm at that kind of stage where I'm like, I think I need to embrace it to make the bump look more obvious. Otherwise, it just looks a bit weird. So if I put it sort of level on the bump, it looks a bit odd. I think it looks better if I lift it up above it. Anyway, this was super easy, guys. It took me just over an hour to literally cut the fabric into 2 pieces, gather it onto the elastic. Done. Really good. And then I have a Christmas skirt, and I wore this skirt for our Christmas do. So it was, when was it, last week? We had our Christmas do and I wore it for that, and I'm also going to wear it for New Year's, I think. And I wore it with a big chunky sparkly necklace so that I had some sparkle up here and it wasn't too, it looks very black and serious. But yeah, it's really comfy as well because it's elasticated. You've got lots of room for eating, because I find after I've eaten a big meal at the moment, my belly does stick out a lot more. So yeah, I was really pleased with it. I was really pleased with all 3 makes, and I don't know, I'm going to wear this twice. I don't know if I would wear this again in January and February. I'm not a big party goer anyway. I'm more of a home girl. So party season is very much of the moment, and I don't know if January and February will call for a sparkly skirt. But I think that I would wear this next year when I'm not pregnant. At Christmas, I hope, and I could always just take it in a little bit if the elastic was too wide. So I'm pleased that I've got a flexible make here that I will definitely be able to wear again. So that is it, 3 makes. I'm so pleased that I got them all in before Christmas, and I'm hoping that I'll get a bit more sewing done over Christmas, but I'm not sure. But anyway, in January I will be back with the normal schedule of fabric haul and then makes and other things. So yeah, I shall continue making my way through this pregnancy. But for this week, that's it. I hope you all have an amazing Christmas. I hope you have a lovely break, and enjoy your time, whatever you're doing. I am going in today to work. It's my last day, so I'm filming this on Thursday, and I'm going in to Islington today for just final meetings. And then tomorrow I'm getting the train up to Yorkshire. And Matt and I are actually going separate ways this Christmas, because last Christmas we were on a honeymoon. Neither of us got to see our families, and so quite selfishly we both really want to see our families this year, and we both agreed that we didn't mind if the other one went and did the same. So we are, yeah, going to be apart for Christmas, but we will be back again, reunited a few days later for New Year, and that lovely little bit in between Christmas and New Year that I love so much, because London is just so calm and chilled, and yeah, it's a really nice time of year. But yeah, I'll be going up to spend it with my sister and the children and the kid and my parents and aunt and uncle and cousin. It's quite a lot of us up there, so it'll be lovely. My mum hilariously sent through a schedule, which we've never had before. I'm thinking it's because maybe mum's retired now, she's got time to do this, but she's sent through a schedule of the 3 days that I will be up on what we're doing, so I know exactly what I'll be doing for Christmas, as well as a list of things that I have to take up with me. I'm slightly worried I've got so much to carry, and I've also got a bit of a bad back already, which is also a little bit worrying at this stage. Yeah, so I'm hoping I shall be able to smile sweetly at lots of people on the train to help me with my bags. Poppy is going to be staying here in London, which will be also a bit sad that I won't have Poppy with me either, but it's just easier with the children. She's quite crazy and they like feeding her food, and then yeah, there's like licking of faces which makes them cry, and then there's the food that goes on the floor, and then Poppy licks it and then the children eat it, and yeah, it's just easier. I guess all these things I'm going to have to work out. But for now, Mum was like, let's just leave Poppy in London. So that's what she's doing. She's hanging out in London, having a more grown-up Christmas with Matt. Cool, that's it, guys. I will see you next week. Next week I'm going to do what I do every year. I'm going to do a roundup of 2016 and everything that Sew Over It's been doing. And the week after I will be doing a video on everything that's coming in 2017. So I look forward to doing that and to going over what we've done this year, because it feels like a lot. I say that every year, but this year feels like we've done a lot more than we have previous years. So it'd be nice to go through it all with you. Anyway, see you then.